Hi there, I'm Debola Ajayi, popularly known as The Strategist. Welcome to my channel, The Business Toolkit for SMEs. I basically talk, about business principles and concepts designed to help business owners, entrepreneurs, managers, and business leaders make effective business decisions to enhance their business productivity and, of course, their profits. I'm sure someone in your community needs what I share, so please endeavor to like, share, and subscribe to be a part of this channel and to be, enriched by the things that I talk about. In today's class, on the Business Toolkit for SMEs, I will be talking about design thinking. Design thinking is a very important topic that will help you as a business owner do what you're doing a lot better and in a manner that helps you connect with the market on a deeper level. So whether you have an idea you're starting out with, or you're already an established business seeking to scale your business to the next level and improve your ability to deliver solutions to your market, then the concept of design thinking is for you. So yes, join me as we talk a little more about this concept and I shed some light about how to use it and how to apply it in achieving business results. Design thinking. A team came up with the Embrace Baby Warmer, a sort of incubator in the form of a sleeping bag for newborns, which helped over 22,000 Lubert babies around the world to stay warm. The group was working on a low-cost incubator as a part of their class project. When they went to Nepal at some point for field work, they met with parents of Lubert babies. They found out that their idea wouldn't make much sense in that area because the houses occupied by a large part of their target group didn't have electricity connection. Upon identifying this problem, they started stating and iterating a solution, a baby warming device which could be used with ease in remote villages. This led to the discovery of the final product, which included a phase change material that keeps itself warm about 6 hours after heating. An innovation that was useful for the end user was thus born. This story is one of many that explains design thinking. Design thinking really is the practical and creative way to solve problems. Design thinking is an iterative process in which you seek to understand your users, challenge your assumptions, redefine problems, and create innovative solutions which you can prototype and test. The overall goal is to identify alternative strategies and solutions that are not instantly apparent with your initial level of understanding. And so when you look at it from this perspective, you begin to understand that design thinking provides a solution-based approach to solving problems, which helps you do so in a creative and importantly, collaborative way. Design thinking is more than just a process. It opens up an entirely new way to think, and it offers a collection of hands-on methods to help you apply this new mindset. In essence, design thinking revolves around a deep interest to understand the people for whom we design products and services, helps us observe and develop empathy with the target users, enhances our ability to question. In design thinking, you question the problem, you question the assumptions, you question the implications. And this proves extremely useful when you tackle problems that are ill-defined or unknown altogether. Design thinking involves ongoing experimentation through sketches, prototypes, testing and trials of new concepts and ideas. Do you know that design thinking is the little but very important secret in most businesses? Let's go into the 5 pieces that make up the design thinking process. The first stage is empathy, or empathizing, which really is the beginning of design thinking. Empathy is about gaining an empathic understanding of the problem you are trying to solve. You should try to identify what the client needs by putting yourself in the customer's shoes and then create a practical, feasible solution to it. Beyond this, you need to think like your customer by observing him or her. Identify the real need, look at what is missing, or find what can replace something that frustrates them. The big question here is why? Good design is grounded in a deep understanding of the person for whom you are designing. What are some tools you can use here? One, you can definitely use the tool called mind mapping, and you can do more reading and study on this. 2, you can conduct user interviews. And 3, you can engage focus groups. From empathy, we then go from what you call from thinking to doing. You begin to use your observation as a base to zero down on the real problem. This simple act increases businesses' more than 30%. So identify the real problem that affects your customers and try to solve it creatively, not necessarily by textbook principles. You could ask yourself questions like, what are the problems their business is experiencing? What products and solutions do they currently use to solve that problem? What are the shortcomings of the current solution? How will ours be better? Rather than thinking outside the box, these questions help understand what the box is so you can identify innovative solutions that work within it. Here you are beginning to put definitions on what you've discovered. On all those whys, you got answers to. What tools are available at this stage of the design thinking process? You can do what we call create personas. Personas are fictional characters based on research to represent the different user types you are working with. Once you create personas, you can go on to create POVs or point of views. A point of view is a refined problem statement. Your POV defines the challenge you'll be tackling in the ideation phase. When you create your persona, you create your POVs, you must then engage two vehicles in your process of defining. And this is extremely important. Vehicle number one is called synthesis. Synthesis is about editing and condensing down observations and insights to find core needs and areas for innovation. Then analysis. This is about breaking down complex concepts and problems into smaller, easier to understand constituents. Now, one thing you must ensure to avoid here is what we call confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is where you are basically trying to confirm your own assumptions instead of letting the data lead you where it's going. A major tool that can help in this ideation process is brainstorming. I found brainstorming to be most effective when every individual involved has taken the time to go through all the information available on the subject and then comes into that room with the openness to tear through all that information, to analyze and then synthesize into something innovative and powerful. So brainstorming works best when the people involved have all taken the time to research, gather information, gather crucial points, then come into the room with them. You need to make sure that there are rules around your brainstorming time, such as no idea is too stupid. I think this is extremely important. Don't shout one another down. Everyone should be given the room to express their ideas. Defer judging ideas early in the process. Now, what you may discover is that sometimes the unlikely ideas spark. So value every idea, however wild it may sound to you. The end result you should focus on really is customer satisfaction. Come up with different creative ways to solve the given problems and list them all out. Do not leave out any because they don't fit your budget or because you don't know how to go about getting it done. It is important to get as many ideas or problem solutions as possible. Then pick your best option. Then prototype. Examples of prototypes are mock-ups. You can create mock-ups. You can create simulations, storyboarding, these are examples of prototypes you can create. Now, design thinking is essentially a process of reiteration. From your listed ideas, take out the most interesting ones, test them for viability. In this way, you will be in a position to identify potential flaws and rectify it, or abandon one that doesn't seem to work and move on. So design thinking is a human-centered approach to product or service development. You don't need to be a designer to think like one. The process of design thinking I'm sharing with you today helps you do that effectively. So apply these steps listed here to innovate and make a difference in your industry or community. So a summary way to capture each stage of this is 1, empathize, 2, define, 3, ideate, 4, prototype, and 5, test. These are the 5 stages of design thinking. So the process is for you to group these 5 steps into a 3-phase process that has a theme underlining each phase and keyword. The empathize and define phase can be themed as the phase to get inspired. What are keywords around this phase? Understand, observe, find a point of view. Then the ideate and prototype phase can be themed the ideation phase, with ideate prototype as keywords for it. Then the test phase can be themed the implementation or action phase, with keywords such as storytelling, pilot, business model. So I hope you've learned something useful in today's conversation, right? And you begin to understand how that design thinking is a powerful tool that can be applied in taking that idea, putting it into the market, or scaling and redefining and resharpening the edge of what you already have going in that market. So just always remember 5 steps, 3 phases. Empathize, define, and then you ideate, and then you prototype, and then you test. These 5 steps, right, help you to scale, to improve, to increase, to apply, and to touch your customers in a more practical way than you've ever done before. I hope what I've shared in today's session has helped you. I'm sure there's somebody in your community who needs what we talk about. So endeavor to please like, share, and subscribe, and get more people doing business in better and more powerful ways, which eventually is beneficial for us all. Thank you very much for being a part of today's session. I remain Debola Ajayi, popularly known as The Strategist. Until next class, thank you.